A video because she hated them. And we were like, just do it. You're gonna be fine. And look.
Wait, so like both work? I feel like we should call the coach. We're gonna FaceTime Kristen later and tell her. That is literally huge. That is huge. Congratulations. Love it. All right, anybody else want to go? Okay, cool. All right, we've got some exciting news, always. So we had a massive June here at KW Living, and we wanted to share a few numbers with you. So we closed the most units in June of 2026 than ever month before in the history of Keller Williams Living. So give yourself a round of applause. And we know that real estate continues to go up. So with that, we also closed the highest sales volume, but wait, we closed 65 million in sales volume, and the highest beyond before that was 52 million. So it's not a million jump. It's a big jump. Yeah. We had the highest closed GCI. So for those of you that don't know what GCI is, it is the dollars that go into your bank account. And it was the highest ever last month at 1.5 million. The most recent behind that, the highest that we just beat was at 1.1 million. So $400,000 more came through our doors into our agents' pockets in June of last year. So hell yeah, congratulations to them. Our average sales price is also up, so we're at $320,000. Part of that might be Trisha's 1.3 million. And if you look at the average sales price in Cleveland, we're still sitting somewhere around 255 to 265. So that's a huge number. Profit share was not the highest it's been, and it was still 29,000, which is a big number. So huge June. Congratulations to all of you guys. Are you feeling it? Does it feel big? Yes? Okay, cool. You guys something good. All right, we have Agent Spotlight. We only have one person that is loved in this room today. So where's Will? Where is Will? Oh, there he is. Okay, so Will was nominated by Mike Roberts. He said, if I had to nominate someone who consistently lives out our core values, it would be Will Murphy. Some people might assume I'm biased because he's my cousin, but if anything, I'm probably tougher on him because of it. The reality is that Will earns this recognition every day. Will embodies grit. He shows up, puts in the work, and never complains. When challenges come up, he doesn't make excuses. He figures them out. He's always looking for ways to improve, constantly learning, and genuinely wants to become better for the sake of his clients and his teammates. Will communicates openly, welcomes feedback, and approaches every conversation with honesty and transparency. He's the kind of teammate you know you can count on, whether you need advice, an extra set of hands, or just someone to bring positive energy into the room. And of course, he embraces the fun. Watching Will's business take off has been incredibly rewarding because it's a direct result of its consistency and character. No one deserves it more, and I can't wait to see what's ahead of it. We feel the same way about you, Will. Don't have some love in the room there. Okay, just as a reminder, every single month we send you out an email. Remember, because my other idea didn't work very well. And if you see somebody doing something amazing, please spotlight them so that we can embarrass them in this room and love on them at our team meetings. So, all right, what else we got? Everyone. Okay, so we've got some new agents that joined our brokerage in June. So welcome Anna, Kevin, Rachel, Angel, David, Jasmine, and Angelique. She's gorgeous. To Keller Williams Living. If you see them in the office, please say hi to them. David Aronovich.
Bill Sealy.
Welcome to Keller Williams Living. Yeah. He is, and Rachel's here. He is the owner of Build CLE. Is it Build CLE or Build Fleet?
Bill Sealy, yeah. Does anybody know David?
Yeah. Yes.
He's like a huge, that's built some great houses.
Yeah.
Amazing houses.
So
Great
it will 100% raise our average sales price with the listings that he's going to be building and then bringing here. And it's a great name to be at Keller Williams Living. So
Good resource. You have
It's a good
for like, there's a lot of like tearing
do.
down and building new, so like Beechwood.
Yeah.
Solon, Pike. I mean, if you have plants that can build, I prefer them.
Does he build on site? Do we know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's amazing. Yeah. So it's a huge month. Rachel, welcome to your first team meeting. Everybody say hi, Rachel. Welcome to KW Living. Now we also have Amaya back here who's not on the list because she just passed her exam like 36 hours ago. So welcome. Anybody else new that I missed? Okay, my eyes are not great. Okay, cool. So welcome and thank you for joining Keller Williams Living. We're excited to have you here. And then also just a big shout out and thank you to Andre Godes and Mike Roberts for helping us grow. Some of those people on those lists came through Andre's connections. Some of them came through Mike, and then the rest of them came through like career nights that we're doing, case score opportunities, things like that. So awesome. Okay, let's do top producers real quick. All right.
Laura Bobka, Alicia Barton, Kathleen and Dennis Bergansky, Sean Castillo, Melinda Chamberlain, Helen Clarkworth, Felice and Marvin Cologne, Karen Downing, Ron and Christina Dugas, Tanya Everett, Pietro Foster, Sally Fry, Drew Gabeline, Andre Godes, Charlie Hawley, Zach Hayes, Ashley Hebebrand, Leah Jones, Stacey and Michael Jones, Mike Carl, Robin King, Mary Jo Kormashoff, Katie Matteo, Mike and Diana Magno, Laura Murata, Alex and Laszlo Mazet, Sharon Morris, Will Murphy, Lisa Gaines and Doxy Jelks, Taylor Pelsozi, Kim Pelsozi, Flavia Petrescu-Bovic.
Perfect.
Thank you. Amanda Pullman, Mary Jo Richatelli Clark, Mike Roberts, Trish Roru, Carly Sablotny, Ryan Shirley, Jordan Sugar, Susan Smith, and Nikki Garofoli, Tara Samoji, Scott Stewart, Anna Strugatsky, Gabriella Suglia, Rick Tannenbaum, Aaron Thomas, Alexis Thorpe, Journey Toole, Donna and David Toth, CJ Trevisano, Keisha Wagner, Kaylee Ladarsic, Felicia Woodbury, Mike Glean, and Bob Paul.
Woo, that's a big list. Congratulations, guys. So, like, usually to save time at the team meetings, because I just yap and ramble on for too long, we started putting them in the beginning, and we just cycled through them, but the list was too big, so I was like, put it in the meeting so we could celebrate them. So, congratulations. Okay, before we go to Paint the Town Red, all of you have a piece of paper in front of you. Who here has read the book, The One Thing? Who wants to tell me what it's about? Erica?
So it's basically of all the things that you have going on in your life, or all of the things that Mike read this forward is what we focus on. One of them that would make the biggest impact is identifying that and then using your tools available to find blocks around it and simplify your answer.
Thank you. A lot of the concepts that we have of like the 80-20 principle, right? Focusing on your top 20%. Like a lot of those things come from The One Thing. It's a book. It was written by Jay Papasan and Gary Keller. Both of them? Just Jay. Both of them, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't read it, I do suggest you do. It is actually not real estate related. It is, like Erica said, it is helping you focus on what is the biggest domino that if you knocked it down, everything else would become obsolete. So there's an exercise in that book that we did at a leadership meeting last Friday, and we just did it on our ALC this morning, that I just want to run you guys through. I think last month when we were together, we were talking through GPS and making sure that we are on track to reach our financial goals and our production goals. And I think sometimes we forget about like our whole selves and we just go production and we go financials and we forget about us as human beings. So you're going to need a pen for this activity if you're going to participate in it. And what you're going to do is you're going to see the 7 circles of living a balanced life that Jay and Gary talk about. I'm going to run through them real quick so you understand what they are. The first one is spiritual life, which is everybody understands what that means. Physical health, personal life, key relationships, finances, and then the 2 that were tripped up by every single member on the ALC team, and we asked it multiple times, was what is the difference in my business and my job when I'm doing this activity? So your job is what you do every day. I go on listing appointments. I'm real good at them, right? I meet with buyers. I'm real good at those too. Like that is the day-to-day job that you have as a real estate agent, right? Or if you have another job outside of real estate, we could put that in there too. Your business is, if I took a step out of my business for a day, what does my business look like? Do I have systems? Do I have tools? Do I have some leverage? Do I have time back with my family? Like, am I building a business? Do I have a pipeline built up? That's the business versus the job. Does that make sense? Okay, I did have to say that 4 times at ALC today, so we're all on the same page? Okay, so you're gonna take a pen, and the smallest activity is I just want you to go through this and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 on where you are. 1 being the lowest. None of you are a 1 at any of these things. Don't rate yourself a 1. 10 being the highest. I'm crushing it at my key relationships. I'm crushing it at my job. Whatever that case is, 10 is your highest. Now, I do have a rule, and nobody likes it, and I don't care. The rule is that you cannot use the number 7. 7 is a cop out. Okay, we're not using the number 7. If you think it's a 7, it's either a 6 or it's an 8. Okay, does everybody understand? So let's take 30 seconds, and I just want you to go through these and write in your number of where you're at. A 1 being the worst, a 10 being the best in each of these.
There you have that.
Yeah, I do. Oh, you did pass me. How you going, pass me? Thank you. I just write it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's something we definitely want to talk about. Yeah. Yeah, I was wondering it.
Yeah.
Is there any apps on this, you know, like average prices and stuff like that, or is that all? Yeah, I mean, people.
No 7s, Ken. No. Okay. We're not gonna do anything more with this. You can take it home if you want to. You can put it on your bulletin board. You can put it on your fridge. At ALC, we had a little bit of a deeper conversation around it. Here's what I want you to think. Last month when we were here, we were talking about you're 6 months into this. You have 6 months left on that GPS you created for yourself, that business plan, that number, that pie in the sky, whatever it is that you set up for yourself in 2026, we're halfway there. And sometimes we forget about us as whole humans and making sure that we're pouring into ourselves. So if you have anything on your page that is lower than a 6, I would say put some focus on that over the next 6 months as well. What would happen, whatever your lowest is, what would happen if you got a little intentional, got a little bit specific and raise that number up? Or if it's a 6, you have to raise it to, because you're not allowed to raise it to a 7 over the next 6 months and put some effort into your whole body. Cool?
They don't have to do the second one?
No, we don't talk about cards. Okay? Kim hates 7. That she can't use the 7. We argued for 20 minutes about it. All right, let's paint the town red. If you haven't been here before, you know that these are police like me. If you haven't been here before, you know that this is an opportunity to share listings. We're gonna go super fast because we want to get Journey Tool up here because you want his brain over my brain. So we're going super fast on this. Who's got a new listing? Quick specs, quick pricing, please go. Then Kathleen.
I have a listing in Aurora, 10490 Maryland Street. It's 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It has 6 to 8 car garage. The previous owner used to paint cars, so it's got a huge garage with it fits 6 cars with the lights and all that stuff. We just lowered it to 429. It is Aurora Schools. Please, they're relocating and they need to leave. So they are very motivated. Yeah, motivated.
Love it. All right, Kathleen.
Right here.
Oh, look, where'd she go?
4-bedroom colonial in Bainbridge, 529.9, 1.5 acres.
Recording in
The
progress.
house is fully revamped, remodeled from top to bottom, from the roof all the way down to the basement. Pretty much some rooms got gutted, everything was taken out and redone.
Where?
So,
Where's it?
Bainbridge
Okay.
on Snyder Road, it will hit the market on Friday,
What's it? What's it at?
529.9.
Love it. Raise that average sales price, baby. Erin, then Keisha.
So I'm actually gonna do this a little bit backwards. This month at Bridge, the last Wednesday of the month, we are doing a deal room, which means that all the realtors, wholesalers can submit their deals to be presented in front of a room full of investors. So if you have an investment property that you're trying to sell, contact me. I'll get you that Google form and you can come to our event, present the deal, and try to get your deal.
Love it. Keisha.
Bronxville, rent, no basement, 1,780 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 full baths, has a master bath, a large closet, 369.
Okay. Carly.
I have a 4-bed, 2.5 bath colonial, Macedonia, and a suite. I have a commercial residential property in Northfield, 399. Alicia has 2 listings, having one in Tanya, I don't want to forget, she's also got a big farm in Chardon, like 900. I'll hit by this weekend, and we have investors, we have 4 to 5
upcoming investment properties, they all need a lot of work and effort. I don't need that.
Call Carly. Got it? Anybody else?
I have a couple more. A 3-bedroom, 1 bath, a slab ranch in Bedford Heights, 200,000. It's move-in ready. And then I have another one on the west side, Westlake. Let me think. 490. Beautiful home, first floor, owner, primary on the first floor. It's an estate, but it's a beautiful home. It's close to 3,000 square foot. It needs a little bit of, your own personal touch to it, but it's in a cul-de-sac development and they're running between 550 and 600 and I'm at 490.
Okay. Okay. Anybody else? Going on? You sure? I got a minute. Okay, anybody else? Good one? Done? Okay, cool. Lynn and Sam, please welcome up American Title. What do you got for us, gal? Yeah, walk-up songs are better than the little class. We gotta work on that.
Hi everyone, I'm Sam and this is Lynn. Just want to remind you today after the meeting we have an ethics class. It will be right after this meeting. We have lunch. I think we have 25 people signed up, and if you'd like to stay, we'd love to have you. To finish out the year for our core, we've got civil rights in September. It should be at the new location. September 16th, civil rights, so that will complete the core for the year. And then just wanted to let you know, Jill's doing a class at our Independence office on July 22nd from 11:30 to 1 called The Next 5 Deals. And it's talking about coming up with strategies to get your next 5 deals, like not paying for leads, but like relationship built. She's gonna run it again. I believe there's another one in August, but we'd love to have you. If you need links for any of these, I'll put it in the closed group so you guys can sign up. And then just wanted to let you know, we'll be at Summer Mastermind tomorrow. In true ATS style, we've got a theme.
Was it like summer last year?
It was Christmas in
Oh,
July.
okay.
Come on by tomorrow to see what I'll be working on it all night. It will be super cool. So stop by and see us. We've got a special couple of treats for you guys. So that's it.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you. All right, Rick, what do you got?
Couple quick things, Ohio Realtors Present Sales Club, only 3 or 4 of you must have submitted that to me to sign. So make sure you get those to me, so you can get your award at the, convention.
I have a question. Elise, did you follow the instructions Gabrielle sent and was it helpful?
Yeah, it was very helpful. I emailed it to her. I don't know if,
Okay, so for those of you that were doing the Ohio President Sales Club and you were a little bit confused because you've got to get the agent on the other side and everything, we have additional instructions that we found. Can we just email, we'll just email everybody this afternoon again. We'll email the entire roster this afternoon again with those instructions. It does take a little bit of time to do it, so make sure, but if you want your reward, you want to make sure that you, and you're gonna get a little logo that you can use on your marketing. Like if that's important to you, you want to make sure that you get it done. And I think it's due like this upcoming week on the 20th or the 21st. So it's due on Tuesday. Tara, what are you gonna say?
There are costs for it though.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was 80
$80
bucks.
yeah.
And then additional if you want the actual book.
Yeah, if you want the plaque, I think it was $100. If you just want the digital
Yeah.
one, then it's.
So important to some of you, not important to others, that's okay, whatever you guys want. If you're having issues though, we'll send that out today to everybody.
And then the other thing is our new escrow letter. I don't know if Gabrielle wants to chime in on any of this too, but have you guys all seen the new escrow letter? No. So it's in .loop now. If you have your own folders or templates, not the office ones, you need to go in and change it. The ones, all the templates and folders from the brokerage have been updated, the old ones removed. The big difference, I think is pretty exciting, is we can now get paid quicker. So there's an option for wire. The title company can wire the commissions to the brokers so that we have the funds quicker to pay you. And the other one is, we could do, what do you call this, an electronic check or a check preview is what it says. So you still need the physical check overnighted from the title company, but if they email us a picture of the check and a signed Alta, then Gabrielle can pay you the same day that it closes. So that'll speed up your commission payments. You just need to make sure at the bottom of the new escrow letter that you're checking the appropriate box.
So do you have to ask the title company if they accept it? Or if they do if they do electronic checks and stuff like that, you have to ask them first?
Well, it's not an electronic check. We just need right, Erica? We just need a picture of the check. They just need to scan it, send us a
Does they
picture of it.
do this?
Yeah, so Erica reached out, our teams are aware of the change, so, yeah, just check box and we'll be able to do whatever you guys want.
The only difference is on the wire, they need to email us to let us know it's coming, right? Which is
Yeah.
on there? Okay.
Yeah, so we don't know, Gabrielle doesn't know when a wire comes in unless she's checking the bank account. She's not checking the bank account all day, every day. So just make sure that title will send an email saying, we've wired some funds, that way she knows to find it and then she can pay you that same day.
Yeah, I think the other only thing to know is the latest time I can get you same day pay is by like 1:30ish. So even if I get the e-check at like 4 o'clock, sure I can process it, but you still probably won't get paid until the next day. Just because that's the latest time the banks process it, so.
So does it have the account numbers and everything?
So in dot loop, there's a separate for wire you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're gonna do a wire, then there's a separate document in dot loop for the wire instructions that you'll set the title.
You don't wanna do this, the old way still works. You just have some options now.
Yeah.
Yep, cool, questions? Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Thanks, Rick, we appreciate you. Okay, so just some updates before we get into the main event. Emma moved our training calendar to a different Google calendar that we have more ownership of. We already posted this at the last team meeting. It's been posted in the Facebook group, but if you are not on the new calendar, if you're on the old calendar and you're like, why is there nothing on that? That is me. I have not gotten on the new calendar yet. So I'm like, there is everything, is why I am the problem. You can join here and you can also join from the Facebook group, whatever. But just so you guys know, we have a Google calendar that has all of our trainings on it so that you can see what's going on in the office if you want to. I need to skip this for now. Okay, so as a reminder, we did a raffle about 3 months ago. We started it, and if you guys remember, if you were here at the team meeting, it was every time you refer somebody into Keller Williams Living for the K-Score classes, which is the full scholarship, you are going to be put into a raffle, and we're going to pull it. So we are pulling that today, except I did not print the names out to pull them at the team meeting. And so we will go live on Facebook later and we will pull that person and they will earn and win a $200 gift card to Amazon for helping us grow. So just as a reminder, if you send people through K-Score, which is the full scholarship for the real estate classes, you are dropped into a raffle and we will do that again 3 months from now at the next team meeting. Okay, so we'll pull that later, which is why I was like, skip it immediately. Okay, few events that we have coming up. Ryan, you want to hit this one?
Yes, so Sarah Herda, our regional tech trainer, is coming and she's going to run a class on creating newsletters and using AI and Canva together to work on your branding, or whether it's make a newsletter or like any sort of marketing around, maybe it's a listing presentation or maybe it's a buyer presentation. She's going to run an organized class on that. I highly recommend that you come to the class if you're interested in learning more about Canva or learning more about how to use that and leverage that in your business. Obviously, I can be here to help you every day in and out, but Sarah's got an organized, like full-on class and presentation I highly recommend.
So Sarah's our regional tech trainer. You probably have not had a lot of interaction with her, but she helps our local tech trainers help you. So she's amazing and she's just kind of making her way around Cleveland next week. And so this is on Monday from 10 to noon, slowed down at Infinity Title. So we would love to have you there. It does say have your computer charged and have your login ready for command. So would love to have you there on Monday from 10 to 2 if you want us to help in that side of things. Okay, next Tuesday, who here knows Laura Baker? Okay, she's a big agent in our office that has made the move down to Florida, and she is selling between both offices. She does a lot in Geauga County. She does a lot of like those farms, those luxury listings. She's also at a luxury Keller Williams office down in Florida. She's going to be in town next week, and we are going to teach enhancing the customer experience. Here's what the class is. She's going to share a little bit about what she does when working with customers to provide them with a white glove service. We'd also love to turn this into some sort of mastermind alongside of that. So this is Tuesday, right here in this room from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. She's talking about enhancing the customer experience. She's talking about what white glove experience she gives her clients. And she was like, I want to hear what other people are doing too. I think it's a conversation we don't have enough. So we'd love to have you here next Tuesday. It doesn't matter if you're an individual agent on a team, never done luxury before, never sold a house before. We're talking about enhancing the customer experience to receive referrals and more business from them. Okay, your question. Oh, I thought you were sure. Sorry. Okay, and then open house excellence is next Thursday with the Tara Samoji in the back. So if you were here last month, just as a quick recap, our agents are asking us as a leadership team for a list of people who do open houses very well. They want feedback, they want marketing, they want them to do the canvassing of the neighborhood before they get into the open houses, right? And so the only way you get on this list that is going to be given to top agents at our brokerage, or any agent at our brokerage that asks for it, is if you come to one of these classes. So these will be held every single month. You're going to get marketing for your open houses that is branded towards Keller Williams Living. You're going to get a feedback form that has been completed by the leadership team and Tara and Carly who helped us. Tara is helping to teach the first one. So Tara, tell us what they can expect on Thursday of next week.
If you do not make the money you want to make, and you're not selling the number of houses you want to sell, there is zero reason should not be working the crap out of open houses. It is low hanging fruit. You are leaving dollars on the table. We will be teaching you how to connect with people who walk in and turn those guests that come to your open house into buyers for yourself and or listing clients, which I've done all of the above. I don't ever hardly work at an open house. It's a very, very rare occasion that I don't pick up a client. So come and learn from me.
Wait, say that part of it again, because there's people in this room that have done open houses and they don't like them because they don't get clients from them. So say that last sentence one more time.
It is a very rare occasion that I have worked an open house, not walked away with a new client.
So it's in the conversation, it's in the conversion, it's in the prep, it's in all those things. And when you come to the class next Thursday, if you can just come to the class. But if you want put on, if you want put on the list, you have to come to the class. You don't get put on the list. Yeah.
Will it be available via Zoom?
It will be available via Zoom and for recording. But if you want to be put on the list, you have to be here. Yeah, but you can come next month. Yep.
It is 1 to 2:30 on the 23rd.
Yep, next Thursday, 1 to 2:30. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, and then next, Janice, you want to talk through this real quick? Maybe it's open to anybody. This is the PC thing that Kaylee is doing with you.
Oh, yes. Wait a minute, what am I doing here? Long morning, y'all. Please subscribe. So Kaylee is going to come and talk to PC about finding success in their first year. We know that Kaylee is our rookie of the year from 2025. And so she's going to come and talk to the new agents about finding success and how it's worked for her and give us some tools and steps to move forward.
So if you're in your first few years and you want to hear from somebody who literally killed it in their first 18 months, whether you're on a team, whether you're an individual agent, whatever that looks like for you, Kaylee's amazing. And we'd love to have you there. So put that on your calendar. Okay, Quantum Leap. I'm going to hit this pretty quickly. Friday, July 31st, we're doing Quantum Leap at Independence. Chris Mascherino, I think, came in last month and was talking through Quantum Leap and Thank you. Next gen. He's teaching a class in Independence. It is not just for younger folk. It is for anybody that wants to be a part of it. It does not talk about real estate. It talks about living a bigger life. It talks about setting goals. It talks about reaching those goals. It's all the things. You've already gotten information about this, so I'm gonna skip through it pretty quickly, but it's a great class. I will be there from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. taking the session as well. Very motivational, very much not about real estate, very much for your whole person, which is what we're talking about in the 7 circle activity that we did earlier today too. So would love to have you there. There is a sign up. It's okay. It's okay. There is a sign up. We'll get it to you and you can probably just show up as well. Okay, Mike, you want to hit culture committee real quick?
Yes, we're starting a culture committee. Is it 100% after team meetings? We're still
working it out, but the first one is after the next month.
first one's
meeting.
after the
Yep.
next, and we're basically just going to be setting up routine. Like, how often are we gonna be doing it? We're gonna be doing it
Once a month.
once a month. And we're gonna, anybody that wants to be involved, come be a part of the committee. We're gonna be doing fun things like today. We have oh, that's a surprise. Nothing today.
Trunk or treat.
Trunk or
If
treat.
you want to plan something for the holiday party, like if
So
you
let-
want to get involved.
So last year, we were gonna get rid of trunk or treat, right? Because there was all that construction. You guys
Yeah.
remember, like, and a few people were just like, we just won't do it this year. You know me, I love Halloween, so it like hurt me deeply. I was like,
He did, he cried.
this can't be. So I was like, listen, if I can find another opportunity, could we do it? So I reached out to the city of Solon and it just so happened that they were starting their first ever trail or treat or whatever
Yeah.
they called it. Did anybody go to it? It's pretty cool. Like you go around this
Yeah.
trail and there was all these different businesses. Because we hit them at the right time, we were able to be like the main sponsors. We were literally at the front and there ended up being like, I don't even know.
Right, it's the biggest thing ever.
And now we're the main sponsor again this year.
Now we're the main sponsor again this year, because we did last year. So like, if you want to do, if you have stuff like that, I really enjoy doing that stuff, being part of the community. Doing it a little extra.
Yeah.
Tara set up this great, she's gonna have to do it again.
Yeah.
He volunteers to help me, that would.
And then we've got a culture committee. That's what's happening.
She said, tell what you set up. It was like,
Oh, Lord, okay, so I took a bunch of tables and like. Through the whole, we got the pavilion, our brokerage got the pavilion, the biggest of all things there, right?
it's huge.
So I set up all these tables, I got black mats underneath, I covered them with. Black tablecloths and like creepy things and strobe lights and created a tunnel that kids could fall through. And yeah, parents could crawl through, and I was like, you need to figure this out, and then we did like, stop, it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Great time.
So whether you love trunk or treat or not, if you want to be a part of something bigger, you want to make an impact culturally in our brokerage, it's not just that. It's calling new agents and welcoming them to our brokerage. It's helping others schedule and plan the bakery sweet treats auction that we do. Like our goal, our intention is always to have one culture event every single month, and then so that you can be a part of that. So I don't care if there's 3 people sitting in that room next month or if there's 12. I just want them committed to the culture of KW Living. And if you like event planning and you like that side of things, we'd love to have you in that group. So it'll be after the team meeting next month. And then we're gonna go from there on what we decide for dates. Cool? Okay. Please tell me we're done. We're done. Okay, so we're gonna welcome up Journey Tool. So we are talking about finding listings before they hit the market. So think through like direct mailing, golden letters, right? There's a ton of things you could be doing to find listings before they hit the market. When we thought about who was doing that at a high level, we begged Journey to come in here and talk about it a little bit. So Journey, please come up here. Let's give him a hand. We don't have a list. All right, so for those in the room that don't know you, tell everybody who you are, how long you've been licensed, and what your business looks like.
Sure. So obviously I'm Journey Tool. Recently just started a small team here. I've been at KW Living for 5 years. I just got the anniversary email yesterday. So
How that?
5 years as of yesterday. I work pretty much exclusively with investors. So everything I do is investor focused. So that would probably be the main point of this is the way that I do the off market stuff is more investor focused, but it does relate to traditional business.
Okay, how many houses did you sell last year?
Last year, just me alone, I think it was 183
Okay,
units.
pretty big number.
Yep.
And how many of those do you think, I didn't ask you this question on the question, how many of those do you think were found off market? Like, is that, what piece of that business is that for you?
Yeah, I would say of those off market was probably 30%.
Okay.
20 to 30%, somewhere in there. Because some of them are also double ended where I work with investors on the buying and selling side. But somewhere in that.
Okay, so I can run through some of these questions and, or I could just say, tell us what you do. Okay. What do you want?
You can definitely buy
Okay.
this, I'll probably.
Okay, so how are you typically identifying off-market opportunities?
Yeah, so one of the things that I do is, like I said, a lot of investors, so there is a lot of repeat business and a lot of referrals that come with that, where investors are continuing to buy and sell and trade properties. But one of the other things that we do with like off-market calling and mailing, so we will typically try to pull lists from title companies. And we'll then break down those lists into whatever that criteria we're looking for are. So like examples that we do would be, and I work a lot down in Akron more than I do up here, but like owners that have owned their house for longer than 10 years. So that way we know that it's a high equity position. They own it with low interest rates. It's not the same rates that they are today. Owners that are like non-owner occupied properties. So that way we're excluding everybody that live in their house. We're targeting like investors specifically. And then we create specific strategies for whatever that specific region we're going after is. So we'll set a cadence of like a 9 or 10 month mailer target list.
Okay, hold on, can you stop real quick?
Mhm.
Is this, back us up, in your world, that's because you have investors looking to buy, correct? Okay, and so you have residential people looking to buy, like that's how this equates into some of your real world. You know exactly what your investors maybe buy box is, right? And so you're targeting those listings or those, I'm sorry, not listings, those homeowners in that area specifically. Okay, keep going now. So you have postcards. What do they say?
They say a variety of different things. So we try not to send the same postcard twice to the same like target. So we'll try and create our list down to like 100 to 350, 400 houses or people. And then each month is a different newsletter of different criteria. So usually there'll be like about 1031 exchanges or about recommendations for property management companies or recommendations for contractors. Basically trying to reach out to them and potentially solve a problem that they're having with that property that is not allowing them to sell. Versus asking them if they want to sell, we're trying to reach out to them and see what the problem that they're having is, and then try to help solve that problem.
Okay, so you said 350 to 400 properties, yes?
Yeah.
And then
Or
how,
people, like, so
Yeah,
if we
okay.
usually won't pull the list, there'll be like an owner that owns 10 houses. So
Right,
then
okay.
we'll go in and we'll remove duplicates and afterwards that person.
okay, and how many note cards did you say, postcards?
To all of them, we usually do like a 9 or a 10 month.
Okay. Talk to us about, and you said you're giving value add in them. So to the people in the room, how that equates to residentially is like, it's just, you're talking about the market a little bit, you're talking about what's sold in the area, right? You're just doing it in a different way. Where are you making the postcards? How are you sending them?
Yeah, so I have assistants that I work with in the background too. So they help a lot with the creative side of things. So we're usually just using like Canva AI to help generate the actual product itself.
Okay. And can we talk about ROI? Like, what does that actually look like?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to track. I wouldn't say I have like the best system in terms of tracking to see which, like how they end up coming through, but. I mean, to send out, 350 to 400 postcards is gonna be whatever it is, like 50 to 80 cents a postcard.
Okay.
So if one of those people end up answering along that trail, then it's gonna pay for the entire system that we send out.
Are you doing any phone calls on top of the postcards, or you're just expecting them to call you?
We are implementing more calls, so we haven't had a ton of it, and also transparently, this is sort of new that we're doing too. Obviously, I've only been at it a couple of years. We've started doing this more off-market stuff over the last like 12 to 18 months. But we are starting to try and do more calling. So we're pulling the lists and then we're scrubbing them and doing like the DNC, do not call lists, to make sure we're not calling people that don't want to be called. And then doing calling on the opposite weeks of the mailer. So if we send a mailer on like the first of the months, then we'll try and call 2 weeks later. And then 2 weeks later, they're gonna do another thing in the mail.
And did you say that, sorry, I don't have a side of my brain that understands investors, so it's just not registering part of that. Did you say that you find people that they don't live there, they live somewhere else?
Yes.
So you're getting their address though from the title company, like, and you're sending them elsewhere?
Yes.
to wherever they live?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so it
what-
might not be in Ohio.
Right.
Okay, got it.
That's what we'll try and do.
Okay.
Because a lot of the owners that, and some of them are local, so a lot, especially depending on the neighborhood or region that we're going after, if it's outer suburbs of Akron, like Allen, Stowe, Falls. A lot of those are local owners too, so a lot of those will send out. But we're sending it to the owner's address, not the property address.
Okay, owner's address, not the property address, got it?
The tenants typically with those, like we'll target like duplexes or triplexes.
Sure.
Typically, if it goes to the property address, it means.
Yeah,
The
it's
tenants.
gonna be thrown away, yeah, 100%. How many touches do you think it typically takes before a seller responds?
I would say usually 6 months,
Okay.
would be. When at that point, we'll start getting more responses, like the rate will go up in responses. So at that point, it probably would be somewhere between like 6 to 10 touches. with
Okay.
the calling in and in.
Okay, so you do all this, and on 6 to 10 touches is usually where you're getting the ROI, right?
It's consistency. There is one or two, but most of the time, people don't answer that first time we send them.
Okay, so when you say you're doing 350 to 400 people, how often are you doing that a year? Like for each postcard thing that you're sending, how many chunks of that do you typically do in any given?
How many like different regions?
Yeah.
We've done, I think 4 so far. So we'll go out, we've done Talmadge, Stowe, Falls, and then targeted.
Okay.
So far we've done.
Has anybody called you and said, hey, I'm not interested, like you can remove me from my list? What does your follow-up look like for that?
Great, because if they call, that means that they saw it and it worked.
Yeah.
And now I have an actual phone number that works for them, because there's a ton of people that don't never answer. Usually with that, I would try to keep them on the phone and tell them that that's perfectly okay. That we have multiple solutions and trying to figure out whatever problem that they have with their property currently, or if there are no problems with their property currently, or if there would be a trigger as to why or when they would sell. So asking them if rates went down, if they would then consider selling, or if there was a better property that they could buy instead of the one that they currently own that they could trade for, if that would be a trigger for them to sell. So just trying to figure out a reason or another way to then get back.
Would you agree that if somebody calls you and says that they're not interested, that they actually might be interested? They just want to find out if you're like a real human and if you have a client for them?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they took the time out of their day to pick up and call you, then they're interested at first time.
Has, one of the questions on here, are there any strategies that have become less effective? Like, is there anything that you tried in the beginning that you were like, oh, that didn't work, and I stopped doing it immediately because I wasn't making money off it?
Nothing that I've done specifically, I think, because I work with a few agents out in Oregon that are doing this at a high level as well. So I learned a lot from them, but I would say like AI and like text messages and like AI calling have gotten more and more common. And from what I've seen and what I've understood, I don't think that that works very well. I think the like transparency, but the like person to person connections have been a lot better from what we've seen. Versus just like the standard mailer or the standard text messages that says like, are you ready to sell? Or saying like, your house is worth this much. Rather than it posing it as like statements or reach outs to people, like providing them with education or information to then honor them to call back.
So the information that you're giving them and the education that you're giving them is generic enough that it's not specific to their property, correct?
Yeah.
It's just specific to maybe their area, or it's specific to the generalization of what the house is.
Yeah, or common issues that we see with other investors. So trying to find out exactly what would be potential issues or application with that.
Okay. I know you have some help doing some things behind the scenes, but like, what does the postcard look like? On the back, is it just your name and of course it's the Keller Williams Living logo, Rick? But like, what does it look like? Is it all pretty standard? Is it really wordy? Is it not wordy? What's the call to it? Like, what's the call to action? Talk to us about that.
Yeah, each one is going to be a little bit different, but generally the like first page of it would be more information based. So it would have like a header and logo and name and stuff like that, but it would be something that would grab their attention, like photo,
Okay.
So whether it's a photo of something in their area or the photo of a distressed house or a house that has problems, something like that. And then it'll generally have like body subject information with whatever criteria we're going for that time. So if it's information regarding 1031 exchanges, or if it's information regarding property management or contractor recommendations or home evaluations, stuff like that. So it'll, and then the back, I think it's just our logo. So it's like our team logo with the Keller Williams logo.
And somewhere on it, it's like, call me, is that what it is? It's like, it's call, not email, I would assume. And maybe both are on there,
both,
yeah.
Yeah, and our website will be on there. Usually my Instagram's on there too.
Okay.
It's just asking them if there like is a reason for them to reach back out to us, or if this information would be helpful, or if you want to learn more information.
Okay. I think the key part of this is, do you ever send any of these properties to people when you don't actually have an investor need or what would be a buyer need on our side of things?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because it doesn't matter.
yeah,
And
because if not, you could get ghosting.
exactly, yeah, and that's the way we try to reach out to the people when we actually do talk to them or they call us back. I start the conversation by saying, like, I'm not trying to sell your house. Like, that's not my priority. My priority is to help you solve whatever problem you're having. If they have an issue with property management, they're looking for a new property manager, then I'm able to help them with that. Then that's what would be the solution for that specific person.
Sure.
Because in 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, if they want to sell or buy more properties, then they're going to think of me because I was helping them, not just trying to help them sell. And then being able to provide them with multiple solutions for the property, whether that's selling it to an investor right away, as is, cash sales, stuff like that. If it's something that I personally would buy, and being able to just help them take it off their hands right away instantly, or if they're looking for more of a higher price point, being able to help them list the property on market to get the price. But not just having one solution, but multiple solutions depending on what.
I can almost, Tara, I saw your hand up, I will come to you in a second. I can almost guarantee too, with most of these investors and owners being out of state, like they're not getting postcards from other agents in the state of Ohio, probably trying to help them. Like you are doing something that is standing out probably against other people. They're not getting those. They're getting the texts, they're getting the calls. And so you're physically sending it. If they live in California, if they live in Oregon, wherever they live, you're physically sending it. Yeah. Tara, what were you gonna?
I just want to say that Jerry's too humble to say this. He looks easy breezy like Ryan Gosling after. So, but he is so consistent, like he did say consistency, but in addition to that, he takes his job very seriously. There's a focus. So like, yes, these are great systems and he's smart enough to put them together, but in addition, also cares about his business. And I think that's like one thing that like, I know he's not gonna say about himself because it's, you know, it's too I didn't say that, but like for real, he's a beast, guys. So it's not just about this system. These are great things and tips and tricks, but it's also like he owns it.
Yeah,
owns it and he cares. He does it every day. I'm so proud of you.
That's what he got.
So I have a couple questions. One, when you get the LLC list, you know, and it's under LLC, how are you breaking it down to get a hold of the owner? Because, you know, I work with some investors on a very small scale, but will transfer the home into an LLC so that it's harder to get in touch with it. So how are you scrubbing those together?
Yep. So sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. It depends on how they have their corporate structure set up. So if they have like a tiered structure where they have individual LLCs and then a holding company LLC, sometimes you can't get in touch with them. A lot of the LLCs are public information. Like Ohio, for example, you can go to the LLC lookup and it'll tell you who the actual registered agent for that property is. So you can double check with that. We usually will try to use AI to have it like search the LLCs to then try and find wherever the registered agents are. Sometimes they pan out where it's that person. Sometimes it's just like the lawyer or whoever inputted the information correctly. But sometimes they don't work. But sometimes, especially if the investor is like not a newer investor, but a small time landlord or a small time owner, they don't know to set up the tiered structure, or they don't know to use an attorney or a local registered agent to set it up, and they just put their own information on.
And working with these investors, if you're on the buy or sell side, once they're probably buy, do you have a preferred list of property management organizations that you help refer you to?
Yeah, Yep, so, and that's one of the things whenever we talk to people and new investors I talk with is I want to be the first resource for any other potential contact for anything real estate related. Property managers, contractors, lenders, lawyers, title companies, cleaners, stagers, being able to have just a list of people that I've worked with or other investors I've worked with that I can share with people.
Share that with me.
I knew that was coming. I was like, that's onset immediate. Alexis, we got.
So I know there's companies like Reminder Media, whoever else can be specified out for you, but you're basically saying you don't do that, you're utilizing AI and Canva to create your postcards and then you're sending them on, so that's your structure.
Yeah, to create the postcards?
Yeah, to create them and send them out, you're doing all of that, you're not using company for that, right?
To send them, we are typically using companies, but to create the actual content and the postcard itself, we're only usually just doing through AI. No, I was just gonna try and find another company that do this. We've changed a few of them.
Quick shameless plug too, you can do that inside Command. So you can actually build that postcard with the Canva graphic inside Command and send that out to people in your database or a neighborhood that you want to farm. You do it in RPR, there's a lot of different ways to do that. So you can come see me if you want to learn that.
I would also say like the way that this can sometimes transform into the residential side of things is, so I was at Elevate last week for their team meeting and we had a gentleman who works with investors and the residential side of things. And for the investors, he does something similar and at a much smaller scale than what Journey is doing with the postcards. What he has found on the residential side of things is though, you have to handwrite something to them because residential owners that are living in their homes that have lived there for 20, there's more of an emotional attachment to their home. And so when they get a postcard from you, 8 times out of 10, they're probably throwing it away. So same thing, consistency is the most important thing. Antonio Biassiota is the agent at Elevate that was talking about this. And every single day he's in the office writing he literally takes a legal pad, if you guys know what that is, right? They're yellow, I'm pretty sure. And he writes the homeowner something saying, I have a buyer that's looking for a property just like yours. If you would consider selling, please call me Antonio. He does not put the Canada Elevate logo on it like he should. We did tell him he should correct that. But that's it, and he handwrites them and he seals them in a letter and he sends them. So like it does transfer over to the residential side of things and it does have to look a little bit different. Postcards might not work as much on the residential side as it does on the investor side of it.
Karen, who do you use for your postcard?
For sending them out? with
Like,
the-
well, like for the 55 postcard, right?
Yeah.
Who do you use?
So right now, we're using YLoco. That is my main point of contact for my website and my like media send out stuff.
Because I know like I've met with REI Print Mail, and if anyone, so they do a lot of different things, they can make it look like a check that's coming to you, they can make it look like a yellow paper, and I have a discount code if that is something you want.
Oh, cool. I'm sorry, what is it called?
YLoco.
Why?
WYLOP. Oh, it's just Y. Oh,
YLoco.
don't say
Oh,
it.
It's like like a whole website creation, marketing.
Yeah, I think the point of this, like there are some newer agents in the room, we talk about this a lot, if you talk to anybody in here that's been doing this for a long time, or Journey has been doing this for 5 years, but just at a high level, it is expensive.
Yes.
But it's even more expensive if you're not consistent with it, because if you do it for a month and then you never do it again, you're an idiot. Don't do that, okay? So if you're going to do this, you have to stay consistent. You have to say, this is my budget over the next 12 months, and I'm giving it 12 months, or I'm giving it 18 months, or I'm giving it 2 years. Just like Tara said, like you have to stay consistent. You have to be in the office writing them out, or you have to be sending out those postcards. If you don't have help or a virtual assistant to do that, you have to be the one doing it. But if you're going to do that, if you're going to try to find off-market properties, you have to be consistent with it over and over and over again to see any sort of return. Okay? Promise and promise. Any other questions for Journey? Can we give him, oh yeah, Alexis,
There he is. Do you work with like when you have the off-market listings, do you work with as many investors, like as buyers? Like what's the ratio? Like listings to buyers in this niche?
I would probably, just for the mailing stuff you're saying, or my entire business?
Yeah, just your business.
And my entire business?
Like your business.
Yeah, I would say probably 80 to 85% of my business is with buyers. So whenever there are properties that we meet with or talk to people that are looking to sell, usually we're gonna go out, take a look at it, package it up into, like, run an analysis on it to figure out what the numbers are, what the price would be, and then we send that to investors to potentially buy. So we usually do like off-market send outs to my investor list, and if nobody buys on it, then I'll start sharing with other agents, I'll start sharing it with other people that I work with locally. And if that doesn't pan out, then we tell them about the on-market potential listings.
So what's the benefit of doing off market versus putting it out in a
It just depends on the investor. So a lot of the times they don't want their listing to be published, or they don't want to go through all the paperwork and all the documentation with things. So a lot of the times it's just an easier transaction. If they are able to find a buyer that doesn't have to get listed, they don't have to do professional photos. They don't have to work with somebody that's going to do a traditional loan with an appraisal. They can find it and sell it to an investor for a discount, but don't have to go through all of the on-market requirements.
So which is mainly equals are that you do what you find off market another way.
Oh, a ton of other ways. So this was just that specific side of it. Majority of the off-market business I do would be just from the investors and referrals that gets me. So I have a ton of investors that I work with that just go to like tax sales and lien sales and auction, and we'll just buy properties. Buy density, cash, no entry, no access, nothing. And then we'll just flip them for like 10, 5, 10, 15,000. That's probably where a majority of my off-market stuff would just be continued relationships with the investor that I work with.
Yeah. Do you feel like the investors push back on compensating realtors a little bit? And like, how did you establish like making sure you get paid between the off-market seller and the investor buyer?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yes, I do think, and again, I don't work with residential as much, but I feel like investors care more about the bottom number than traditional buyers and sellers would do. So the commissions is always a topic that comes up. With the off-market stuff, it's usually just going to be built into the price. So whenever we're working with those sellers, we're basically treating it like it's a traditional listing. So we're going to tell them like, this is the price that we're establishing for it. And this would be the commission structure that we would have outlined for us being able to connect you with that buyer. So it's always like an upfront conversation, like a listing appointment would be, and letting them know where the compensation will be coming from and how it's being completed. With the buyers, typically it's going to be built into the price of the property initially. I work with a ton of buyers that buy off-market properties from like wholesalers and other areas. And that conversation is a lot harder because I don't have the listing. It's usually with somebody else and they typically don't have the commissions available. I don't know if you want me to talk about that side of it, but that's a harder conversation versus if we are in contact with the seller.
All right, can we give him a hand? Yeah? Yeah. Okay. I think there's probably a class at some point that I'm also gonna beg you to do, maybe in August to come back, if that would be okay, and dig a little bit deeper in that. Okay, so team meeting, so we have a CE class starting in 3 hours. So I'm not starting in 3 hours. Starting in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
With American Title here, if you are staying for that, you get lunch with that as well. For now, the KW Living leadership team brought in an ice cream truck for all of you guys, just as a little surprise and delight. And so we have, what is that?
Oh, have a little surprise for everybody in our feed reader.
Oh my God, you're the same.
First of all, it's hard to hide it from around there. Second of all, okay, there are a few of us like dinosaurs in the room that have been here since this brokerage was inception in 2009, 2010. So about 16 years ago. In our history, we have never had 200 agents at this brokerage. Never. So we wanted to acknowledge that achievement by buying these big old balloons. It's actually a cake.
Oh,
No, it's
you
your birthday,
are so
but-
good. You hid it from me. I didn't see it.
And
Oh, you're so sweet.
And most of us who have offices here, we have come to the office and we've seen little notes on our door. They're all from Danielle, who I don't know when she writes them, cause we don't see them. So we have a lot of agents, right, who keep little notes.
Oh,
on how much we appreciate you. And so these are yours to read.
Oh, that is. You're so sweet, thank you. Well, thank you. And in other good news, we did hire a team leader at Elevate, so next month. This is so sweet. So yes, we hit 200 and now we're on the road to 250. So ice cream truck is outside. We would love to celebrate. And cake. We've got cake. We'll cut it up. We'll take it outside. We've got a full ice cream truck out there. Make sure you say thank you to the gals who helped us plan it, Gabrielle and Emma. And then we'll come back in here for a CE in about 30 minutes if you guys are hanging out, okay? You're so sweet. Thank you guys. And let's go outside and get some ice cream and cake. Yeah? You're so that was good. That was good. Okay, I feel like we can photo. Okay, can we do that? Hey, if you're a California living OG, if you've been here longer than like 8 years, what's your photo? Can you get a photo real quickly? Thank you.
I tried to in order.
Here, here's my she got that idea. Wait, you were looking at it first. Ryan, can you come over here? Kathleen, come over here. That girl. That's it. Guys are insane. What?